So this debate last night was a historical debate. 11 candidates. Did the Republican candidate Francois Fillon manage a comeback? I'm very happy to be joined by Charles Beigbeder. Good morning.
Good morning.
Charles Beigbeder, entrepreneur, also Paris City advisor. What's your take on Francois Fillon's performance last night?
Well, I think he was very clear, precise, calm. And he really showed that he has a stature of statesman with a strong experience. And he said that France is facing difficulties, that we need profound changes, and he's the only one able to restore economical order and also Regalian order, and that was pretty convincing to me.
We've seen his popularity plunging since the end of January, when we started to hear about all these allegations against his wife, his children. Last night, only 15% of the French who watched the debate thought he was the most convincing. So how do you think this could be a game changer?
Well, I'm surprised about this figure, to be honest. In the Figaro, there was 60,000 people voting after the debate, and he was at 54% of confidence. So really, I think there was a clear storm around his candidacy, because he was already elected in December. So-called after the primary elections, and this didn't please a certain number of people, and one cannot exclude that at the head of the state some instructions have been given to some judges to make his candidacy more difficult. And
he's been accusing the judges, but we're also seeing that Emmanuel Macron is now the favorite to face Marine Le Pen in the runoff of these elections. So have a lot of the center-right people who may have supported Fillon, have they now deserted for Emmanuel Macron?
Well, the polls are very tight. There are some polls that giving Fillon at 20% and Macron at 24%. So it's just 2%, in fact.
Because of the margin of error.
Exactly. So it's really there is a lot of French people also are not yet ready to make their choice. There is still, it's incredible, but there is still in 3 weeks' time a lot of uncertainties, and it's possible that Francois Fillon make it to the second round against Marine Le Pen, who's indeed the number one.
About 40% of undecided people who are not sure of their choice. We have a graphic showing that even if the abstention shows up at a record level of, say, 50%, it's still very hard for Marine Le Pen to win in the runoff. She still needs at least 5 million of extra votes. Do you believe there is still a glass ceiling that would prevent a Marine Le Pen victory?
Yes, there is a glass ceiling due to the fact, due to the history of the National Front, the party that Marine Le Pen is heading, which has a complex story, let's say, and also due to the fact that she's against all polls of opinions willing an exit from Europe and an exit from the euro currency, and a vast majority of French people do not want that. They understand that this would be a monetary storm for the whole world, by the way, and that is just not needed now. It's not a priority. We have so many other stuff to deal with that this is really something that prevent Marine Le Pen to win the election.
So the French are still pro-Europe?
Well, I would say they are not happy about the way the European Union is going, and the euro currency might have been a mistake. But now that it's there, they all understand that if we get out of that, we will get severe consequences. And for instance, just as an entrepreneur, the credit we get from the banks would be very high, and this would be bad for the growth and for unemployment.
As an entrepreneur, you invest in many startups. We had this IFOP poll showing that 55% of startups actually prefer Emmanuel Macron. 45% of big businesses prefer Francois Fillon. Is Fillon the candidate of big business?
Not at all. He's really the candidate for all small and medium-sized businesses and for large companies, because they understand that his program with a 40 billion euro decrease in taxes is good for them. And this poll, I don't know how it was made, but what is a startup? What I know is that the vast majority of entrepreneurs involved in real economic life in France are supporting Fillon.